we have a very specific mission today for my dude Hazard, and it involves building a sweet Titus team. So let's do that together. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? Big shout out to my dude Hazard. Thank you for booking a takeover with me. We're going to be doing a sweet team, and here is the team that he wants to use. It is going to be a double Yumiko Wixwell team with, obviously, Titus. He's the key. But we're going to be using Chalco to put the debuffs on and spread them. And then we're going to be using Tigran to spread the shield back onto everybody, as well as cleansing, doing all the things. It's going to be sweet. So let's take a look at what we're doing here. We're going to do the builds, we're going to run the team, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm not saying a full Void Legendary team plus Wixwell is for you, but hopefully this will provide good entertainment and show you what's possible with Titus. As always, when you're working on a team, come over to Doom Tower, run the team in Doom Tower so that it brings them up to the recently used section. And that is the best way to have the champions at the top of your roster so that you can easily find them. So for this case, we want to take a look at the Titus build. For this build, we do want damage ignoring gear, but he actually does not need 100% crit rate. We can get away with no crit rate because his A2 is always critical if he's under a shield, which obviously he will be. Our goal is to build up the shield as much as possible, and when we do that, it's gonna make him do tons more damage. That's obviously the thing about him. That's the pull to him. We're only like 2 minutes into the video and I'm already changing the team. But I don't think that we are going to be able to get away with Chalco in this team, as cool as he is. I think we need another buff extender. So we're going to try Mad Hatter in here, I think. And probably one of the Yumikos will need to be in a shield set. And then Mad Hatter maybe can be the highest crit damage in the team, with Tigran being the fastest. I'm not sure. We're going to have to work through some things, absolutely. But I have a good sense of the builds already from working with Titus on my account. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so I think Yumiko's going to be the easiest one to have the highest crit damage, and that way she will get consumed first. I found these nice Slayer gloves that I'm going to take, but what we really want to make this build as easy as possible is a crit damage ascension. I wanted to remind you guys that we have the oil mixer here. Somebody told me the other day on stream they found this and they didn't know it was there. So I thought, hey, let me mention it in the video here while we're showing off this build. As making Yumiko is going to be easy because it really doesn't matter what the rest of her stats are. We're certainly not using her for any other purpose other than this team. Like, she doesn't need a crazy amount of accuracy. We have the other one for that. So when you're looking for specific things, sort and filter for it. Like, if I want to know what my highest substat crit damage is, like, let's just look for it. Right now, she has this chest on already, so I'm going to keep that. I think that that's great. And then on the boots, obviously, we want that speed. We have this one, the Defiant boots, which is amazing, but we also have these Perception boots, so I feel like we can definitely switch to those. Over here, then we want speed and that probably. So we can take this one. That's crazy good. Next up, we can probably take this one. That sounds amazing. It's already level 16. That'll give us more accuracy as well. And then we can take this one. Perfect. So that'll be only 281 crit damage. That is not going to be nearly enough. I'm thinking maybe we need a crit damage set in here. So I'm going to need to find that maybe with Kill Stroke. It's only 20 damage more. I'm gonna need to really dive in here and think about this crit damage build. I pulled out all the tricks on this build. We have a crit damage set. We have a Slayer set with the banner and the gloves. We have a Merciless set with the ring and the boots. And then we have the only amulet that had crit damage as the Ascension there, as well as all of the substat crit damage that we could get. And this is a pretty good build. I don't know if this is enough crit damage. So I'm going to save the build and then we're going to compare. We have 338 here. And what we really want is Titus also has 338. Okay, well, I'm going to need to change this build anyway, I think. So we should be able to make him a little bit lower crit damage. For example, we can just take a different crit damage amulet here from somebody else. Let's say this one, maybe. Okay, or maybe we go this one because it has the HP. I love that. Okay, so let's put that on him, and then he will have a lower crit damage. I'm wondering if we also want to build resistance on him, so I'm going to think about that. We do have resistance here. We could use the oil mixer to level this up. I do think that that would be a good idea. Let's go like that. And then we're going to easily be able to do resistance on him. We don't want him too fast. This might be a little slow, but honestly, it's almost right on track. And then he has a defense percent chest, which is nice. He has cruel, which is great. But actually, the HP percent is kind of a trap. I know it seems like he should have HP, but the more HP you have, actually the lower damage that he's going to have. So I like the fact that we have a defense ring, for example, but we would only want to level up the defense here, not the HP, wherever possible. So maybe it's a case of we could change this out here, but this might be the best possible build for him. That's something I'm going to look into. Cat's Gaze, I do love this on him. The ignore defense is going to really help. And then probably 3% for each debuff they're under would be the best one here. Ignore 3% of the target's defense if it's under 2 or more debuffs. I like that one as well. As far as the blessings go, Heaven Cast, yeah, that's probably the best bet. And then I do like Flawless, but you would get a lot of mileage out of Helm Smasher as well. I guess I'm kind of blocking that there, but hopefully, you know what, I'll just scoot myself over. Then you can see exactly what it is, and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, here's the Wixwell build. I tried to put as much resistance on him as possible, and he'll get even more with the Hydra bonus. But I think that this is a much better use of our resources instead of a 3-piece Relentless. So I'm going to put that on him here. And then as far as relics go, he gets a little bit more resistance from that. 527. And then with the Hydra, it will be over 600, which is perfect. All right, so my question is still about the Titus build. Like, is that good enough? Then we have one Yumiko that's the crit damage. We have one Yumiko that's just his normal build. We're gonna switch and go to Lydia, I think, because she's already in a shield set, which we do need for this build. It's a great build. You know, I think that's perfectly fitting with this team. And then the last but not least, we need that Mad Hatter. I'm not exactly sure what the best Mad Hatter build for this team would be, but I don't mind the Relentless. It's definitely too slow. We want this above 250 for sure. So I'm definitely going to switch this. He's got some sweet boots and some sweet gloves, but those don't necessarily match the build. So I think what we want to do is we want to put him in 4-piece Merciless, if that is available for us, because then he can get the cooldowns depending on what stats we can get with him. And then we could also put him in Reflex if we wanted to for more cooldowns. So let me think about what build we're going to use, and then I'm going to put that together. Okay, so for now, we're going to go with just sort of like a speed set, perception set, and then a random offset instinct chest. That's going to get us up to 241 speed. I'm thinking maybe more speed might be better instead of worrying about the crit stats, but we'll try to keep the same sort of build for now. And what I always like to do when I'm about to switch gear is make sure that I've saved the previous iteration so that way I can easily switch back, especially with these free gear removal tokens. So I think that that's everything, and it's worth testing now. I'm not sure. I need to double check whether he's going to run this in Nightmare, but I think that that's the case. So let's do our testing there. So when we come in here, I do have the AI set up, but this is going to be a manual team, okay? Or at least semi-manual, right? Like, you got to be doing something. So we're going to open with Yumiko's, at her A2, and I think we're going to open with Wixwell's ability also, his A3. And then we'll go ahead and we'll increase the duration of all of those, as well as cleansing. And then Titus can just get to work here. He's going to have the ability to provoke as well, which is great. And then Wixwell should take care of that after the fact. Now we're going to get back around to our resets. And we're going to be able to start growing the shield right away. So here we want to then just do this every time. And then do this every time with extending the buffs. And I don't know, like, when... I don't know when Mad Hatter's supposed to do his other ability. Okay, that's a good, nice hit. Then we'll come in here with her A1. We'll reset. And then we're just going to continue doing those things over and over and over again. And I don't know, maybe we need somebody in a hex set, because I don't think that he's doing anything other than... I don't think he's doing anything other than that ability. Okay, 610 there. Okay, and then we'll just keep building this up. And that's going to help us. I mean, I guess if we're manualing it at some point, we could take a turn off with Mad Hatter instead of extending the buffs. Since we have the turns necessary, we could do that, I suppose. Okay, and then we're going to reset and keep going. That's the whole thing with this team. But we do want to get the Hex out there at some point, because that's going to be how we pop multiple heads at the same time. So let's take a turn off. Get that in there. Keep doing your thing with Lydia. You can put the block buffs up if you want. Especially if everybody has decreased defense, then that will work. You want to make sure that the Hex is on everybody, and now we should be popping heads. Okay, pop that one. Not as much as I would have liked. See, if we put Brogni or somebody in here to grow the shields as quickly as possible, then that would probably be for the best. Okay. So we'll keep resetting the cooldowns here. 2.9. Very good, very good. Right. If you are running a Titus setup, please let me know what it is. Well, there we go. We got the shield stolen from Yumiko. I guess that's okay. But then we would want to try to pop that. I guess we can take a turn off of Lydia and just do the block buffs here. I don't mind that. And then maybe we'll do this and spread it over there. Okay, that's pretty good. I wonder how long it's going to take for this to level up enough that it's going to be doing some really hefty damage. Okay. Let's go decrease defense and weaken here. Reset again. And then come in here. Pop goes the weasel. There was no hex there, so it didn't get spread everywhere else. So maybe I need a turn here to do the hex. Could see that being true. All right. And then, yeah, decreased defense weaken is fine. We got that shield stolen on her again. So maybe we need to have block buffs on this head here. Manualing that? Nah, it'll just go straight through. Okay, perfect. That was a great hit there. So I wonder if now we can just hit auto and then like target the heads that we want. So let's try that and see. Okay. We're going to increase the buff duration. 16 million there? Oh yeah, boys. Oh yes. Okay. Now Yumiko's been eaten. And then what we want is anyone else other than Titus to get eaten the next time through. Okay, perfect. Now she's back. And we should be able to take a turn here to put the shields back up. And then keep going. That's what we want to keep track of. And we have the Mark of the Hydra on Mad Hatter, so that's great. And now we can just come in here. 32 million! Wow! Wowzers, that's outstanding. Yes to that, please. Yes to that, please. But the question is then, okay, do Yumiko and Yumiko stay on the same track of resetting each other? Or would it be better if we had something like Yumiko and someone else, you know? And there we got the buff stolen from Mad Hatter. That's rough, man. That is rough. But as I said, I think that this is going to be okay. And then do we need to get back on track here? Yes, we do. So I think we'll just do that. That's fine. Can we hit everybody with the hex here? We can. And then, yeah, we'll just do Lydia's ability here. But we have to make sure that we are growing the shield, but also re-shielding people. I don't know why they're not targeting Wixwell, though. They should be targeting Wixwell, even though we can kill the heads. Maybe it's because Wixwell has the wrong mastery, or no, the wrong blessing. That could be true, but either way, I still think that this is, you know, a manual team anyhow. So I think here I should put this back on him so that he has a shield. Then we'll reset. I don't think I can put the hex anywhere else. Lydia, keep it going. And then pop. Very nice. He has the block damage. That's why he didn't die. And yeah, I mean, like, I think that this is a really potent team. Now, you're probably going to want me to, like, show you the damage screen, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. How long would I have to manual this for? I guess I probably should. So, we'll do it. Yeah, you probably want to see it. I guess I want to see it too. Okay, 8 million there, so I don't really... Oh, there was no decreased defense. Gotcha, okay. Once we have that, and then it's just a matter of doing it over and over again. So I'm going to just run this through. We'll see what the damage output will be, and I'll see you on the damage screen.
Wish on every shooting star that you still come to my heart. Can you see how we've come so far? Hope you still come back to my heart. Didn't mean to hurt you bad, only did those things so that I can make a little room for us. I wish on every shooting star that you still come back to my heart. Wish on every shooting star that you still come back to my heart. Can you see how we've come so far? Hope you still come back to my heart. Didn't mean to hurt you bad, only did those things so that I can make a little room for us. I wish on...
Okay, so we reached the point where Titus got consumed, and this is the point where you got to make a decision. Are you going to restart the run after your 25 minutes, or are you going to accept the 1 billion damage on Nightmare? So I'm going to check in with him and see what he wants to do. It's possible that Tigran here in place of the Mad Hatter would work, and then what we could do is spread the shield back from Wixwell or Lydia, somebody, back over to him and keep going from there. But honestly, I'm not sure. So I do think we need 2 buff extenders, and I'm not sure if Tigran would be good enough, but he does have the turn meter boost, so I don't know. Basically, to sum it up, I don't know which one will work. I'll suggest that he test both, and let me go see what he wants me to do for now. Okay, so we are going to end this run here. We're going to look at the damage screen. I'm going to send this to him. And then we're going to try Tigran here in the Hatter spot to see if that will work for viability. And then pass it back along to him. So let's get to that. But great result here. Anytime you get this type of damage, it's absolutely insane. So down here on his teams, we want to try Tigran in there. Did I never actually bring him to the top of the list? Interesting. So let me find him, and we'll slot him in there. The reason why Tigran is so good, by the way, is because he has a buff spread, taking a buff and placing it on all allies. So that should get the shield back on Titus after he comes out. And that's pretty great. What I want to do with Tigran is probably make him faster than that. So let's take a look. Little Tog boy. A-Tog. Whatever the case might be. He's at a really nice resistance right now. But his speed is still too slow. So let's see if we can speed him up here. Okay, so I slotted Tigran in here. So let's jump in and see how well he works. I'm honestly not sure. So this is just one of the things that we have to test in order for me to be certain. And then I think we want to do the increased turn meter fill here as our main ability. And then we obviously want to open with the Yamikos as well again. Okay, we're going to... Do I actually need to do this first? I actually don't think. I think I could just go ahead and extend, and then I think I need to do that every time. As for our dude Titus, I mean, you know what he's up to. Okay, so then how does this look here? And then... Okay... Now we start resetting. Okay. All right, we beat the fear. Perfect. Okay, and now we should be good to go. I think anyway. Like, we're at 1 on the shield. So I don't know. That's a little sketchy. Where are we at with the other buffs? We're on 1 on some of those. And then up to 2. Man, I just don't know. I feel uncomfortable with that. I feel very uncomfortable with that. But maybe we're just like getting in the groove and then it will start to build up. I just feel like that's too risky. Like, you miss 1 turn with fear and then you're done. But I don't know. And like here, he doesn't. Well, I guess he does. I guess the real person that we need to worry about is the shields on Titus. I don't know. Let me play through this for a couple minutes and I'll get back to you. Okay, expert analysis. I don't think Tigran is going to work here because he doesn't allow everybody to keep their shields. Everybody just outruns them. And second of all, we are living life on the edge. Like, any one thing goes wrong, Titus loses his shields. You got to start over. I hate that altogether. So I don't think that the Tigran is a good idea. I think it's an option, but let's see here. Like, can we even get the shield to transfer? No. It's not even a guaranteed that we're going to get the shield to transfer. And even if we do, it doesn't stay on because we don't have another debuff extender. If there was another way to put someone else in the team that extended buffs, then I think that this would be great. We would do it, all of the things, but as of this, I don't think that that's going to be possible. So I'll relay that to him, and hopefully he'll find something that he likes that works. Obviously, the last team will work. It's just going to have some RNG there with Mad Hatter, and you'll get to decide, you know, when you want to end the run or how many times you want to restart it. That's just going to be the case with Titus. So you're going to have to deal with that. If you like this team, you want this damage, you're going to have to deal with it. Okay, so the other option that I would love to explore is Brogni in the team, because Brogni is going to grow those shields. But here's the thing. He doesn't extend the buffs either. So how could we fit in somebody who extends the buffs but also keep Brogni in there? I don't know. I don't know. Is there a cooldown champion? Like, is there some other iteration that we could fit in here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because if we can get this working, that's going to be huge damage. I know that Brogni and Wixwell is a crazy combo, but I don't know if we can fit it in the double Yamiko team. I feel like if we were going to go that route, we'd have to go 1 Yamiko and then maybe our Mad Hatter in there, somebody like that, in order to be able to extend the buffs. I think that that could work. I really do. But I don't know how good it would be. So let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video.